Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to World of Tanks, day 5 in December. Today, on Saturday, the 2nd of Advent. Let's open our door and we get the infamous BTSV bundle. Well, okay, Wargaming, I know you want to get that off, but, well, at least hopefully you don't give it to us 3 times like last year or even more. Why am I not so happy about this? Well, let's take a look here. We get 27,500 gross, 1 month of premium, and as a bonus you get the BTSV and 1 garage slot. The thing is, €100. I don't like to open my advent calendar and pay €100 for it, even if it would just be €10 per day. That would mean €240 over the course of the whole month. And yes, I know I'm not supposed to buy everything, but you know, it's an advent calendar. It's about gifts, small little gifts, and not here, buy something for €100. But anyway, we're here to ask, is it worth it? So we take a look at the Wargaming wiki, which is probably written by supporters and not really staff of Wargaming. I find that bit very funny. It has popped up a bit more often recently. Or by $100 bundles with enough gold to gold plate a mouse. Yes. So why would you buy that thing even? It's just a tier 3 light tank, isn't it? Well, first off, it has 240 horsepower with only 13 tons. That thing goes like crazy. Wait. That is hit points, 500 horsepower. And 62 kilometers is, well, I don't know how quick you reach it, but with 38 horsepower per ton, you can get there, even if it will just be on a slight downhill or something. The important part is the hull armor and the turret armor, and while the side may only be 20mm and the front just be 25mm, Wargaming claims this is the bouncy tank. Well, I don't know, but I will just take a look. So let me switch programs here. And therefore, welcome to Armor Inspector, which is a program running on the Android, or I think iPhone as well. And what you can do here is, well, basically what the name says. You can inspect armor. It's what Tank Inspector did before, but Tank Inspector somehow, I couldn't install it anymore. You can switch between the default model, the collision model, and the armor penetration model, and that's what interests us. And as you can see, it's pretty impenetrable. But this is with a 2cm gun that I chose off my Panzer IIJ, and of course a tier 1 gun will have a problem. So let's just take the Panzer II Ausführung J. Let's switch to the tier 2 gun, and there you can see up front already you know where to shoot. If you shoot it in the turret or in that little part that is not angled as much, you have vulnerability straight from the front. If it's angled, it doesn't really change since there are vulnerabilities popping up everywhere. But if you just shoot it in the side, it is difficult. Especially, let's see, what distance are we at? We are at 200 meters. Yeah, if you get further away from the side or from the front, it is pretty difficult. But that is a tier 2 gun on a tier 3 tank. So let's go back here. We just stick with that tank. It has a tier 5 gun as well. And with that, as you see, even on distances of, let's say, 350 meters, just try the left side. If it doesn't work, try the other side. And it is very well penetrable, not to speak about the other sides. And the problem with that is, this is just a tier 3 tank, and it has preferential matchmaking, so it only can get into tier 4 tanks, but on tier 4 you start meeting hetzers, and even with the stock gun there is nothing you can bounce off. Absolutely nothing at all. Let's try something different. Let's take the tier 4 French thing, the B2, even with its crappy gun. Wrong button. B2 with the tier 2 gun. At, let's say, 307 meters. Even there, lower glacis, lower plates, and you will meet tier 4 tanks and tier 3 tanks. We go back to tier 3, just so nobody can say I just picked the strong ones. What do I have? We take all of them. Let's see. Let's say you meet a Panzer 1C. That looks good, with the Mauser that everyone uses. He will bounce off. Well, that's something. What else do we have? Wait, not just Germans, all of them. Let's take a T-46. I like that one. With the automatic cannon. And still the same weak points. The Hall will bounce you off. But if you take the tier 4 gun again, well, there you go. And that is just tier 3. If I would were to look at the tier 4 tanks, no. So I object to your claim, Wargaming, that this tank bounces off a lot. It is very fast, so it's very hard to hit. There's also some other thing that comes in mind with the BTSV. And where is it again? It's tier 3, it's Russian, and it's a light tank, so it should be around here somewhere, BTSV. The gun itself is only a tier 2 gun. It can even penetrate itself. Let's see, damage. Around 45. Penetration. Oh no, damage is about 60. Penetration is about 40. Yeah, so not even the gun is that good. There is something to keep in mind though. This is an older shot. It's probably not the most accurate one. Is it now self-propelled guns? It's totally not the most accurate ones, considering SPGs are still set up higher. But still, what I want to get at is the BTSV gets preferential matchmaking. It only gets into tier 3 and tier 4 matches, so that is at least something. It will not help you with surviving due to the armor bounces, but it will help you survive due to you not meeting KV-1s or derp Panzer IVs or something like that. So that's at least something, and I guess that's why Wargaming considers the tank to be so high rated. It's just preferential matchmaking, which you don't get on new tanks anymore. Even the M4 improved, as I checked, doesn't get it. Can switch back here, as you see, 3 and 4, and neither does the T28E with the F30 gun. That would be very inappropriate anyway. So without gameplay today, should you buy it or is it worth it? Of course you still have to decide it for yourself, but for me, no way. I bought the Panzer IIJ last year, but even that wasn't worth it, just because if you look at that again, starting at tier 3, you won't get into tier 1 and 2 matches anymore. Well, you will, but only with other tier 2s, and that is very rare. Normally new players get into tier 1 and 2 matches, then into 2 and 3 matches, and then suddenly there's a gap and you basically only, or 80 or 90% of the time, get into tier 3 to 5 matches. That's what also makes the Panzer IIJ so worthless, because against tier 4 and 5s the armor is okay, but your tier 1 gun is just stupid. The same thing will go for the tier 2 gun on the BTSV, even if it will just get up to tier 4. So, tell me what you think about it. Leave me a comment. Maybe thumb up the video. Still feeling dirty for saying that. Have a nice weekend. I see you tomorrow. A little bit later since I will be not here in the morning. Have a nice day. Bye bye.